Well, hello everybody and welcome back into the Bears Den for week 8 with these AeroGardens. It has now officially been 2 months since I plugged the first one in and started playing with all these seeds. And wow, have I got some interesting news to share with y'all today. So stick around and we can get started. Before we take a look at the AeroGarden, there's a quick look between the lights. Did everything in sort of the makeshift tent. Those plants seem to be doing pretty well. Although it looks to me like they could use a watering, so I'll want to get on that after I finish putting this video together. But what's really amazing is the gardens themselves up here. Look at that. So I just took the hood off so we can raise the lights and take a closer look at this. Look at that bad brains pepper that I left in there. That is flippin' phenomenal. I mean, here's the one that was larger in soil beside it. Now we've got something interesting going on with the leaves here. I'll have to look into what that is all about. But I've been trying to give it the same strength of nutrients as it should be in the AeroGarden. Clearly, it's doing better hydroponically than it is traditionally, but even this looks pretty good for a pepper plant around here. Let's see if we can push our way past this beautiful green beast. I had to cut the top off the thyme the other day, but it's regrowing quite nicely. Nothing in that middle pod there, but here's the replanted Thai basil. We did that, I guess, 3 weeks ago because we took this puppy out, which also looks like it needs to be watered. And then in the back here, we've got this little monster going to flower is the Thai basil cutting, which has developed some very nice root mass. I'm not going to pull that out too much until it's time to pull it out because it's getting kind of scary, but get the Genovese basil with its kind of a rounder leaf going on here. So this is all doing exceptionally well. Let's pan on over to the seed starting tray where most of my orange habaneros haven't come up yet, but I think this is only 2 weeks. We do have 2 though, and one little guy right there, one little guy up there. So seeing, these are really fairly old seeds. I'm happy with what I've got going on there. Seeing some curling in the leaves here and thinking maybe I forgot to add nutrients to this one. It says I need to add more in 9 days, but it's looking like, yeah, I totally gapped on that last time. One thing I did want to show you out of here though that I think is just great, and I don't know if I can show you with the camera in my hand. There we go. This is one of our cuttings from when I transplanted those 21 habaneros, and you see those roots coming out? Fantastic. Back behind it here, you can't really see it there. We can move around. We've got roots coming out. So that's 2 of the cuttings. That's 3 of the cuttings. That's 4. So all 4 of the lemon habanero cuttings, a little bit of time there. All 4 of the lemon habanero cuttings have rooted for me in this, which makes it the first 4 pepper cuttings basically I've ever rooted, because the only one that I've gotten before this was kind of an accident in the aquaponic garden. Let's check the, Caribbean red habanero cutting. Got some roots on that. A little more delicate than on the lemon. Oh, roots on that one as well. Oh, it sounds like the little AeroGarden to my right needs some water here. Roots on that. So 7 for 7 cuttings that actually sprouted roots. I'm going to pause for a second and fill that up because it sounds pretty sickly. I'll be right back to you. Well, that's a little happier with some water in there. Hopefully you can see on the screen here how well the roots are doing for that big brain pepper. I'd like to pull it out to show you, but I don't want to muck it up too bad. But that has got some just fantastic root mass on it. Very, very impressed. I think if I had been thinking ahead and planning on growing this sucker in here like long term, I probably would have put it in one of the middle positions so it's a little more central under the light. But what do? In my case, I'm just going to leave this puppy to grow on. This is absolutely amazing. But today's question for the comments is, what do you think? I'm out of Bad Brains pepper seeds, and I'm very tempted to cut some of these branches off the bottom that aren't really getting a lot of light anyway, and try making cuttings and clones out of them, because they're already bigger than these little habanero cuttings were. These were just basically secondary seedlings, and I figured, what the heck, they're dead anyway, so why not give it a try? And they rooted. So that's just, I'm thrilled. I am so happy. The color on this, yeah, I gotta get some nutrients into that and figure out what that curl is. Is that calcium? Anyone? Bueller? So hopefully next week we'll see a lot more of these orange habaneros coming up, and hopefully next week the nutrients that I add to this will help with whatever's going on as far as deformities on these leaves. But at some point along the way, I think it's time to transplant out some of these seed starts that were left behind and just figure out what I'm going to do with this thing for the off season. Maybe salad bar, assorted lettuces, I don't know, because I've got a 6-spot tray for this one as well, and I just got the seed starting tray because, you know, pepperhead, right? And boy, am I going to make use of that for cloning now. Woo! I am so thrilled. Too bad it's too late for the El Oro de Ecuador. It'd be really nice if I could, like, maybe try and clone a few more off of that, but it is so deader than dead. It's just, there's no point in even trying. But look at that. Look at that. Have you ever seen such a pepper plant on my channel? This is amazing, and I'm not sponsored by these guys in any way, shape, or form, but you know what? If you're toying with the idea of getting one of these things, just do it. I put it off for almost a year before I got around to it, and look at the results I'm getting. Like, they say these things are foolproof, and I am the fool who has proven it. Any idiot can garden with these things. So, yeah, if you're toying with the idea, you should totally get one, because, wow. Just, wow. Can't wait to see that next week. It's going to be massive. Alright, speaking of coming up next week, this Sunday probably won't be a Sunday in the garden, but if we do get a video up, it'll be late, and we will have a guest star. So, yeah, stick around. You may or may not be interested to see who is joining us next Sunday. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If you want to find out, you'll have to stop by and find out. Alright, that is it for today, though, everybody. Time to make me some dinner, get to bed. Hog barn starts early in the morning. But yeah, alright. Take care, everybody, and happy gardening.